Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to continue with the friendship series. Today I'm going to be reading for Stray Kids members for Lino and Changbin. So yes, let's begin. I placed Lino on the left and Changbin on the right. So yeah, let's start. Lino got the Hermit, 7 of Swords and 3 of Cups. And from the inside, we have the Lovers, the Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Swords, and then an extra card jump out, that is the Four of Wands. And the relationship as an overall, we have the Judgment, the Hangman, and the Star. A lot of major arcanas. So yeah, starting from Lino's side, honestly, like I was laughing to myself when I pulled the Hermit and the Seven of Swords. Is such a Lino behavior. Like, um, sometimes, there had been, these sort of like um, conversations about idols having these sort of roles, having to play an assignated role or way of character. I would say, that you will have to be like the mysterious one, you would have to be like the funny one, and there's always someone that is like, you know um the one that is like gets along, like the mother of the group, the father of the group. But in the case of Lino, when he's in this behavior of being very detached and sort of like, everyone like sort of fighting for Lino's attention. Seeing the cars in here, I definitely can see that this is his whole behavior, like 24/7. Like, Lino is not that he plays hard to get or that he acts like he's mysterious, but when the cameras are off, he's different. No, he actually is a very complex guy, starting with the Hermit, definitely, and with the Seven of Swords. I believe that in his connection with Changbin, he does keep a lot of things to himself. Like, I think that the guy really he really likes Changbin. It's because we end the reading with the Three of Cups. So from Lino's perspective, is like, yeah, at first I act like I don't care, or I first act like I don't want to have a conversation with him, and I act like all like silent, and I don't say much. And I try to, like sound like all mysterious, and I don't say much, and I act like detached, and sometimes like I spend more time by myself and I try not to include him. But actually, he has this, is part of his behavior, is part of I believe that Lino goes through a sort of process where he acts like he's ignoring you, like on purpose, or like he is like being very selective about what he's going to say to you. And probably, yeah, he can be in the same room with you but not being paying attention, or acting like he's absent, like he's not like sort of like registering that, there's someone else in the room, or that, maybe I do notice from Champion's perspective that his energy is a bit more like, um, he shows a lot more of character. In the case of Lino, he goes through a process of a lot of reservation, I would say. Like, he keeps to himself. He, even if he knows you from 1,000 years, he will have like this, the connection or the interaction is always going to start with him ignoring you, or just having this sort of silent moment where you're going to try to reach out to him and get his attention, but probably he's going to, be answering you with very like short answers, and probably he's not even going to look at you in the eye. I don't know why I feel like there's, seeing the Hermit here, I feel like Lino is the typical guy that, I don't know why I get that he would be busy like reading a book. I don't know if Lino reads books, but there's something about me picturing him reading a book or a magazine, and he keeping his eyes, his side on this, his whole attention on this object, like somehow like just reading. I would say like with the phone. I would say it's an actual book. Um, him reading and just like his attention is not. You can be talking to him and he's just like obviously the guy is very smart here with the Seven of Swords. It's like he can be immersed in a book, he can be like watching TV, but actually, his ears and his ability to listen is very present. Like he knows what's going on around him. It's just that he's very selective about whether to react or not. So I believe it must be very a bit frustrating, to actually like to be like, like not take it personally, like, are you ignoring me? Like, is there something wrong with me? He definitely makes you question your, like your own self-image. Like, am I annoying him? Like, am I being like too invasive? Maybe he wants to be left alone. And I think that this is part of his strategy. There's something about him being like this on purpose. And then slowly, when he decides that is his turn, he opens up and then he joins. Here with the Three of Cups, I can see that he likes Changbin, that definitely he enjoys having like spending time with him. Probably they have drinks together or they have these very funny moments where maybe there's other people involved at the same time. But I think that yeah, he plays hard to get at first. Like he acts very cold, very distant. He does this, where it's like, yeah, now I want to hang out with you, now I don't want to, sort of like he is a very challenging guy. Definitely he loves to challenge people, even when he really likes them, like when he really knows that at the end he's going to be joining them, or he's going to be like, you know um hanging out with Jambin. There's something about him actually having a lot of fun with Jambin, but he makes it difficult at first. And then from Jambi's perspective, we have the lovers, the Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Swords, and the Four of Wands. So again, see how both of their parts they end with a very happy card, with the card of celebration. So definitely they do have fun being together. I don't know if they do activities that has to do with being more active and probably like moving their bodies, like maybe exercising or just going for a walk or going to a place where there's a bit of much more of activity, because I could see like Lino's energy being very passive at first, like, okay, I'm not moving from here, I'm sitting here comfortable in my own world, in my own bubble. But all of a sudden I get your invitation and I decide that yeah, I want to go and hang out with you, and we go and do activities that has to do with him like opening up a bit more and showing this side of him, about that, having fun and being, a bit much more, like I would say, like active, like, like energetic. um, because from a champion's perspective, I definitely see that he connects with others through activities or through doing fun things and laughing a lot, and just maybe going out to public places, and and I believe that maybe Lino is not the kind of person that is like, if he decides to go to a public place with you, he really likes you. Because if we start with the hermit, definitely the guy prefers to be at home, or he prefers to be left alone in a very like, shielded kind of place. It's not about home, it's not about like, oh, I want to be in my home. No, it's more about like, I want to be in a place where we will not be disturbed, and probably because, he is a Scorpio, so definitely he does have this very intuitive part of him, and also this very secretive part of him, that he knows that he is an idol. So he's like, I don't want people to start like talking about they saw us in this place, or we are having fun and we. It's not that he doesn't want to meet fans. It's not that he has a problem with, sort of fans seeing them, or just running into them. But he's much more like, I prefer to be, you know in not so, like, I prefer not to be in not so many public places because I don't want to run into people. And this is not about him being an idol or having something to hide. This is more about him not wanting to find people, like to run into people in general. Like, not just fans, just regular people. Maybe he doesn't like that. But yeah, from Champy's perspective, with the lovers, I believe that he also goes through periods where he's hesitant about, like, okay, do I approach him? Do I tell him that I want to hang out? Will he accept me? I think that definitely, with this mysteriousness and this coldness of Lino, he makes Changbin feel nervous. He makes Changbin like doubt himself a lot. I believe that Changbin also here, with the lovers and the Wheel of Fortune, there's something about him really wanting up, like, the approval of others. But when it comes to Lino, it intensifies. Even if he doesn't want to admit it, because there's something about all these major arcanas that they got, that I believe that probably they do have this sort of, I would say, karmic situation, like karmic relationship, where it feels like they have nothing in common, or they are opposites, or they are too similar. But it seems like they came into this lifetime to sort of fix things that, or issues that they had in other lives. Um, I don't know. That's what I'm getting from the cards. So it sounds complex, but because of the presence of all these major arcanas, I know it has to do with their souls. So yeah, even though for Chambin is like, I know he will reject me, or I know he will say no, or I know he will make it difficult for me on purpose. Like, he's sort of been like, oh, do I have to go through this again with him? But then, with the Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Swords, is like, finally things, the tension is gone, and finally they can move on and enjoy themselves and enjoy each other's company. And with the Four of Wands, it's like, I have a lot of fun when I'm with him. And actually, it shows that they match each other's energy when it comes to doing physical activity, or maybe just like hanging out, and showing their energetic self. Not just like, we are sitting next to and just talking about life and philosophy and our opinions, and into our feelings. No, I think that they don't talk about feelings. They more how how they have fun with around each other, doing physical activities, or just like, I don't know if it's like going to a karaoke, or just, like going running somewhere, but it's like they activate each other's physical body, I would say. Like they, I don't know if they get also competitive with each other, and they are like, oh, well, let's go to this place and do this. It's like they challenge each other. Masculinity, I would say. I think that this is what I'm getting. That, I don't know, maybe one of them is more into like physical activities, and like, okay, like, let's play this game, or let's do this challenge. Like, they challenge each other physically. It's not so much like, let's sit down and let's talk about how we feel. It's more about like, let's put our bodies to a test. Like, I'm strong, are you strong like me? So they can get a bit competitive, but it all adds up to be a very joyous moment, a moment that they feel, oh, I'm glad I came, or I'm glad I decided to do this with you, even though at the beginning is the whole struggle. I don't know if it's, at least I see it from Jambi's perspective, like, sort of, he's like, I'm going to be facing rejection with Lino. I know he's going to make it difficult for me. I know he's going to drag me. He's going to say something. He's going to leave me hanging. He's not going to answer me right away. And for him, it's a whole struggle. For him, it's a whole struggle, because he sort of like admires, and he would appreciate, like, the also feeling like the person that he asks to do something with, that this person responds right away, and that they show a certain enthusiasm to be with him. He's like, you're hurting my pride. I really, like, I'm doing my best to invite you, and you always decline my offers, or you always, like, you read my message but you don't answer it. So he sort of feels it like it's personal. He is a Leo, so I kind of can see that he takes it to heart. Even if we are like, okay, then at the end they do hang out and they do have a great time together. But I believe that for Changbin's perspective, it's like a whole roller coaster of emotions. It's like a whole roller coaster. It's like, okay, when he decides that he wants to ask Lino to hang out with him, it's like, okay, I know, I'm facing a challenge in here. I'm facing uncertainty, and I don't like it. He doesn't like to be like in uncertainty, definitely. And then the relationship as an overall, we have, the judgment, the hangman, and the star. So yeah, this is why I was picking up on the cards that this friendship that they have, this connection that they have, is very connected to their soul's journey. And possibly, I don't know if maybe in the past they were like enemies, or they had this sort of friction in the past, in a previous life, where also they didn't get to maybe apologize to each other. Like somehow they have something inconclusive. They have something that they didn't fix back then. So now they are sort of like put together again in this lifetime to sort of fix it. And this is why they have periods where they are like, why am I again like in here with this guy, like having this sort of same dynamic of like, okay, I feel like I'm chasing you and you're running away from me, and I feel like I don't want to hang out with you, but then I say yes, and I want to get away from you, but then I end up like joining you, and I feel like I really like you, but I don't know why I feel like at first I have to reject you. It's very complex. I think that maybe only they know what is going on internally, like, and this doesn't have anything to do with them being part of the same group, or having something that it has to do with being part of Stray Kids, because honestly, the cards that they didn't get a single card that talks about the group's dynamic, or Stray Kids, or the other members, or the accomplishments of Stray Kids, or even like, um, I don't know, something that goes on when it has to do with how they work together. There's something here that is like much more spiritual. It's something that it has to do with them just, sort of having a memory of, like, I know you from before, and I feel like every time I'm with you, I feel like a deja vu. I feel like we are going through this again, and this time we have to fix it. We have to make it better so we don't have to repeat it. Um, so I feel like probably they have this sort of like friends, like enemy to friends kind of narrative. Like they see each other and they feel this instant like, oh, it's you again. like like am I stuck with you again? Like, and I don't think that they hang out that often, but there's this sort of tension, as if like I'm holding a grudge against you, but I don't remember where or why, because you haven't done anything wrong to me. So I don't know, I have no idea, only their souls know. But yeah, with the star card, definitely there's a lot of potential of them from time to time, when they become a bit more like, acceptable of this sort of faith that they have together. They can actually, like, help each other in a soul level. They can help each other to ascend, I would say, to get wiser in life, to sort of understand a lot of things about their life, or their journey, or their purpose in this life. that they have to let go of all grudges, that they have, that there's a potential of them also, achieving a lot of success. Here with the star card is like, okay, they are in the same group because they were meant to not only fix their karma, but also to achieve and experience success together, success and stardom. So yeah, definitely with the star is like, they can start like, they could have started their connection feeling very awkward around each other, and actually like one of them judging the other too harshly, like, like sort of like, like it wasn't very nice, like one of them like not really liking the other. But then, eventually when they just, you know you sort of surrender to that, they have a sort of like routine that they have to share, and they have to share this profession, and they have to share space. They are sort of like accepting that they have a very bright future together, and that they would probably will be celebrating a lot of victories together, and that this goes beyond being successful or being, part of a successful group. It goes more like, okay, we finally made up, we finally fixed our karma together, we finally are able to, you know um be creators, having a happy ending. I don't know why. Maybe their souls didn't get to say goodbye, or something happened that it was left inconclusive. But I believe that now with the star, it's like they were meant to sort of achieve success and notoriety, and just experience happiness, and prosperity together, and being like, okay, yeah, we are allies in here, we are not enemies anymore, we are allies. So yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, guys, it got very spiritual all of a sudden, but yeah, this is what I'm getting from the cards, especially from the major arcanas that are here, that let me know that things between them are more, are deeper than just them being two idols part of a group. So yeah, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful because there's a happy ending, there's fulfillment in here, and there's a lot of luck and blessings coming their way when they are together. So yeah, guys, this is all I have for them. I hope that you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for the recommendation. Bye.